I can't believe I'm saying this, but there is yet another huge development in the Francesca Gino Harvard fake data scandal. But this one is actually a really big one, because for the first time since this story broke, there are now new accusations against Francesca Gino. But this time, it's not for data fraud, it's for plagiarism. If you don't know what I'm talking about, why are you watching this video? If you need some context, go watch this video, which was my last video, and you'll have all the context that you need. But if you're watching this video, I assume you know who Francesca Gino is. I assume you know the background to this case. So these new accusations of plagiarism come from the University of Montreal psychologist Erin Ackland. Apparently, after Francesca Gino filed her lawsuit against Harvard University and Data Colada, Erin Ackland just decided to poke around into Francesca Gino's work to see if she could find anything else, and she sure did. She shared her findings with Science, the journal, and Science have since corroborated many of these findings, and so I'm going to share them with you now. Apparently, Ackland found evidence of plagiarism in the very first sentence of the very first thing that she checked, which was a 2016 book chapter written by Francesca Gino called "Dishonesty Explained: What Leads Moral People to Act Immorally." The sentence in question reads as, "The accounting scandals and the collapse of billion-dollar companies at the beginning of the 21st century have forever changed the business landscape," which she found to be word for word exactly the same as this paper from someone called Elizabeth Umphris from the University of Washington. I managed to download a copy of the paper, so also verified this finding, so you can see it on the screen here. It is exactly the same. This book chapter is apparently full of other instances of plagiarism. Some of them are from other published papers, and there are also 3 instances of her copying other student theses. None of the students whose theses were plagiarized were Gino's own students. One of them was actually Dan Ariely's student at one point, apparently. The source that was apparently the most plagiarized was an undergraduate thesis by a guy called Jasper Beineveld. Sorry if I butchered your name there, but apparently this was a thesis that was archived in 2014. Jasper was part of Tilburg University. So as I'm talking for the rest of this video, I'll just throw up a few screenshots of the evidence that Science have posted in their article about this, which is my main source for this video. So apparently the way that Science validated these findings is by using a software called iAuthenticate, which checks for plagiarism. I think the people who were working at Science thought it was a bit weird that Francesca Gino would be copying from an undergraduate thesis, and so they were looking at the possibility about whether Jasper and Gino had both independently plagiarized some other third source, but according to iAuthenticate, they couldn't find any other third source. Perhaps the most shocking part about these accusations as well is that despite Gino having extensive citations for the rest of the chapter, she did not cite these sources which she's found to have plagiarized. Jasper's supervisor said that to have a prominent researcher like Francesca Gino cite your work is absolutely invaluable if you're a young academic, but yet these people weren't given any credit for their work, which apparently Francesca Gino has plagiarized. A lot of the accusations of plagiarism are about Gino's 2 books, and those books are called Sidetracked: Why Our Decisions Get Derailed and How We Can Stick to the Plan, and also Rebel Talent: Why It Pays to Break the Rules at Work and in Life. Incredibly ironic and on the nose. So what does this mean for Francesca Gino? Well, it certainly isn't helping her case when she's trying to prove that she's innocent. The story of her defense so far has been, "I'm an honest researcher who is unfairly set up by these people who are accusing me for sexism or whatever other reasons." And you could argue that that defense is somewhat believable because these accusations of data fraud are a lot harder to prove compared to plagiarism. But with these new plagiarism accusations, there's really no way of getting around this. She can't say that her research assistant did it. There's no debating about whether this is incorrect or not. It's plagiarism. You can clearly see that the words are exactly the same as some other text, and it feels pretty much impossible to defend against. And so I think that these new accusations of plagiarism are just going to further cement Gino's reputation as a dishonest researcher, which is only going to hurt her case. So that's what I wanted to share with you in today's video. Really quick one. I'll have a link to the Science article, which is my main source for this video, in the description below. Let me know what you make of these new plagiarism accusations in the comments below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.